everyone. Welcome to WitchSlapped, the PopWire Aftershow for SYFY's SurrealEstate. My name is Dani.
And my name is Rowell. Today, we're going to be talking about episode 303 called Death Does a Refi or Refi. I'm guessing it's refi as in refinance because that sort
Oh,
of makes
okay.
sense. I'm
Yes, I
guessing.
think you're right.
So, yes, and the episode is described as follows. Luke meets the personification of death who needs help with a former client. Susan assists a local developer with an old farmhouse whose occupants aren't ready to vacate. The episode was written by series creator and showrunner George R. Olson and directed once again by Paula Barsman. So it was a fun episode. It was a fun episode.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we're gonna start off with the Who Said It. So my Who Said it's a bit of a long one, but it is, quote, "Home is the place where when you have to go there, they have to take you in."
Oh, I remember. I feel like it's something that. Oh, wait. I think it was August. And I believe he was quoting someone, but I could be wrong. It might have been Luke, but I'm going to go with August. And he was quoting. I don't know who he was quoting. I don't remember that, but that's what I'm thinking he was.
Yeah, you got it right. He was quoting Robert Frost. Good job.
Yay! Favorite moments from the episode. So a lot went on in this episode, and my favorite moment, and we're not going to break it down because you guys have already seen the episode. And then again, as always, if you haven't seen the episode 303 yet, stop this video, watch it, and then come back. My favorite moment from the episode is when Luke talks to Isabel after she had passed, and
Oh,
he's talking to her in the house. And Isabel is played by guest star Celine Bauman, and they're talking about crossing over. And then this is my favorite moment because he tells her about her son. He will never forget the strong woman who made him strong.
mm.
Someday he'll stop hurting, hopefully before too long, but forget you? Nope, never. And then he says, sometimes moms go away and it only makes us stronger. When he says that, Luke has tears in his eyes, so we know that he's also talking about himself and how he lost his mother and how it made him stronger. So I've noticed a pattern. So this episode and last episode, my favorite moments have to do with the parents and their kids, you know. So yeah, that was my favorite moment of the episode. What was yours, Dani?
Um, Actually, it's the scene that sort of happened right before that. It's tied to that scene. It's when Luke is sitting down at the bar, and Death comes in and sits down with him. Who we're calling Madison, right? Death is personified as Madison, and he's really angry with her for taking Isabel. As he put it, like, this is a young mom. She had her world turned upside down and she'd been really struggling. And this is like, things were finally going her way and her family's way. And she just bought a house and she was like doing all of these things. Um, and he was just like, why? Why would you take someone so young and who had such a bright future ahead of them and such a nice person, a good person? Like, there's plenty. I think he said something about like there's so many mean people out there. Take them, or take someone who's old and has already lived a life. Like, I just thought that was very, just very sad. And then later on, seeing that moment when when Luke sits down with Isabel and, um, he makes that connection about, his own loss. That scene with Death just kind of hits harder, right?
Mm,
Another heavy episode.
yes. So Madison is played by Hannah Cheesman, who I think rocked this episode. I loved her look.
Yes.
I love that Madison said, it basically told Luke that that's how life is. You never know when you're going to lose someone, and they can be the nicest person or the meanest person, but when it's their time to go, it's their time to go.
Mhm.
And that's the unfortunate part of life.
Yeah. If anything, it serves as a really important reminder for all of us that we don't know when our time is going to happen. So just live life to the fullest. Live it how you want to live
Hmm.
it, and be your authentic self, and do things that make you happy. And yeah.
And as you just mentioned that, that reminds me of what series creator George R. Olson told me in our interview. He said that this season is a lot, the theme is like carpe diem, seize the day.
Mm,
And he said, tell the people you love that you love them now, because you never know what's going to happen. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
All right. So we're going to go into our caption this now. Just check those out. And that was our caption this submission. Great job, everybody. Be sure to follow at PopWireNet on all of the social media platforms, and keep an eye out for our posts where we ask you to caption an image that is taken from the episode. Reply to that post with your caption, and we will include it in our next episode of WitchSlapped.
Yes. I've been loving the submissions, and we need more. So now we're going to go into Who Said It. And I think this one is going to be pretty easy for you, Dani, and for everyone watching. So the quote is, mobility is highly overrated. That itself, I think, gives it away. So while Dani's thinking about it, put in the comments who you think said it before we reveal who it is. Again, mobility is highly overrated. I think you got it. What do you think?
Can I say it?
Yeah, go for
Yeah.
it.
Okay. It was Tag, which is a new
Yes.
character that has been introduced in this episode. Tag, what was his last name? Do we remember?
Tag Guinness.
Yeah. Tag Guinness. He's a friend of Augie's. I think he's a really cool kid. I hope he sticks around.
Yeah. Speaking of Tag, I gotta say, so Tag, yeah, as you mentioned, Tag is August's friend who plays RPG, the RPG game, Alpaca, Alpaca Lips, which I think was funny. He said, I think August said, instead of dragons, they're slaying llamas. So the game is called Alpaca Lips, which I thought was really funny. Like apocalypse, but with alpacas, alpaca lips. August says that he does brilliant work as a freelancer at Astra. And during the interview, Tag says that he troubleshoots submarines. He says there's a million things that can go wrong: life support, weapons, power plants with submarines. Now, the reason why this is significant is the show, SurrealEstate, is filmed in Newfoundland and Labrador. In 2023, that's where the Titan submarine from Ocean Gate imploded. Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it was submersible submarine.
Wow. Okay. I
So,
did not make that connection.
yeah. So I don't know if that was like intentional to tie in the filming location, because they are, they film in Newfoundland and Labrador in Canada. So that's where my head went, at least. It could have been like nothing, but I thought that was like an interesting possible connection.
Yeah. No, a very good
Yeah.
observation.
Yeah. Now it's time for our big moment. August is back at the agency, which is exciting. And we learned that Rochelle fired him from Astra. Oh. But, August was happier at the agency, and Rochelle only wants the best for him. So it kind of sounds like they are still together. I'm hoping they are still together, and it just sounds like he is no longer working there because I guess she got the promotion or is up for the promotion, and she didn't want him to mess around at work.
Uh-huh.
And when he confided in her and, he told her that, I broke my promise, she told him, he told her what he did. She had to fire him. So I guess it's good because, like August is really needed at the agency and he's
Uh-huh.
really happy there. That's where he thrives. And so I'm happy for him. And the other big moment, last episode we were talking about how Elvis the elephant was the one who was inhabiting the body of Tyler Dresden. In the last episode of WitchSlapped, you said that, someone was possessing the doll, the elephant doll. So we find out that this person named Malik is the one, and Malik somehow knows Carl and
Uh-huh.
Luke inhabited, or I think maybe he knew of them when he possessed Elvis the elephant. And that, yes, so going from the top but down, Tyler Dresden, played by R. Austin Ball, possessed by Elvis the elephant, who was possessed by Malik. So there's all this ladder of stuff. And then also another big moment is Thornton Tag Guinness, who we mentioned, is their new research associate for the agency, which is really good. And so yeah, he's going to be really helpful. I think he's going to assume the role of Father Fell, I think, with all the research and, the computer stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I think he fills that role. And so, yeah, we got August and Tag to join Lomax and Susan and Luke at the Roman Island Agency.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of good things happening.
Lots of good things happening, yes. I am bummed that this is the second episode in a row that Savannah Baisley is not in.
I know. She is missed.
Yeah, yeah. And then I mentioned in the last episode of WitchSlapped that I think it's because when they were writing season 3, this is when we didn't know if Savannah's other show, Reginald the Vampire, was going to be picked up for season 3.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
they probably didn't want to write her a lot in the season just in case she had to film that show. And they didn't want to have like big scheduling conflicts with her. So yeah, I hope we get to see her again soon because she's my favorite character along with Lomax. And we love her, Savannah and Zoe. Zoe L'Enfant. We found out her last name. L'Enfant.
Okay. And here's what is coming up next week on SYFY's Real Estate.
We're never gonna sell a haunted house. Who do we even call about that?
Actually, I know a guy. Kids still don't get along. I want them dead. They used to talk to themselves.
Step up and kill them.
Go into business with me.
There's something about this client. I don't trust him.
Someone's gonna kill you, right?
Why does death bring out the worst in people?
SurrealEstate, new episode Thursday at 10. Set your DVR.
Oh, that looks exciting. Can't wait to watch that one and discuss it with all of you guys. I want to mention that we have partnered with SYFY to bring you exclusive sneak peek clips every week. So be sure to follow us on social media to be the first ones to know when that clip drops. Also, make sure you are subscribed to this YouTube channel. The cool thing about that sneak peek clip is we get to share it before SYFY does on their official channel. So you get to see it before everyone else. All right, and everyone, you can catch up on seasons 1 and 2 of SurrealEstate on Hulu, and season 3 airs weekly Thursdays at 10 Central on SYFY. Daddy, do you have anything else to say before we go?
I don't think so. I was just excited for this next episode, and I can't wait to see everybody again here next week.
Yes, thank you again, Dani, for joining us this week. And we miss you, and it's great to have you back. And yeah, we will see everyone next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.